Hello, my name is Crystal Golden, and my major is genetics, which is why I chose to present how biological pathways of the neural network are linked to behaviors and how those behaviors can change over time. What you're born with is not what defines you. Hereditary genes are in constant fluctuation, which makes parents the genetic engineers for their children months prior to conception, as maternal nutrition, physiology, and psychology all set up the genetic blueprint for the next generation. Beginning at conception, epigenetic states can be switched from stable to flexible as the brain adapts to prenatal stress. Such stress affects the expression of hundreds of genes, altering plastid response to future experiences. Understanding how genes are expressed is pivotal to redefining oneself through their habits. We refer to that complex dance of genetics and experiences as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change its structure and function in relation to internal and external experiences. There are two types of plasticity, anticipatory and immediate response, both with long-term consequences. Neuroplasticity is an ongoing process with 5 overlapping windows of development which decrease in sensitivity as dendritic spines mature with age. Synaptogenesis is the rapid expansion of synaptic formation to deal with overwhelming sensory input. Connections not used are then pruned so more efficient configurations can form. With the passage of time, neurons are pruned and formed in the shape of one's habits. So what are dendritic spines? Dendritic spines increase neuron capacity by expanding to receive input and complete synapses. They undergo constant turnover and morphology modifications in response to experiences. The density of dendritic spines reflects the strength of synapses related to memory and cognitive learning and is regulated primarily by a protein expressed in the central nervous system, which explains why people with a positive outlook heal quicker, because behavioral recovery can restore dendritic length and density. Of course, not everyone is the same. Neurodivergence stems from an accumulation of protein aggregates and synapses from chronic stress. That leads to an abundance of synaptic connections between neurons and the pruning of those connections that limit dendritic spines from reaching maturity. Too many neurons can be indicative of autism, while too few neurons indicate dementia. So how do we grow a healthy brain? Neurogenesis is the creation of new neurons, and according to Marianne Diamond, the mother of neuroplasticity, 5 essentials for a healthy brain to increase life expectancy are sleep, exercise, diet, novelty, and emotional outlook. Humans produce 700 new brain cells in the hippocampus per day, and sleep distributes growth factors and neuromodulators, restoring brain energy metabolism in gray matter. Deprivation causes inflammation and decreases neuroplasticity. There are 2 diets proven to reduce cognitive decline. That's the Mediterranean and Okinawan diet, due to the low glycemic load responsible for inflammation. The brain uses about a quarter of the food consumed. Therefore, intermediate fasting is more effective than caloric restriction in resisting toxic buildup. Aerobic exercise can reinvigorate the immune system, energize reaction speed, and increase volume of the hippocampus and gray matter, preventing brain atrophy and problems associated with that. The loss of hippocampal volume is predicted by depression, not age, which is why it's important to try something new. It's most beneficial to combine cognitive training with a physical and social activity like dance and cooperative games. These activities require focus with a clear goal in mind that creates a flow state where time is easily forgotten and you are fully present in that moment. The most influential aspect in reprogramming the mind is belief, because the brain controls behaviors of the body's cells. Our mind holds on to experiences in our body, memorizing emotions to recreate the past habitually. It requires consistent and conscious effort to replace habits because the subconscious is a repository of stimulus response derived from instincts and learned behaviors. Feedback from the environment overrides the brain with emotions, which act as a catalyst for our thoughts. Stress dysregulates cells, leading to disease when left unaddressed. However, one's internal state can overcome these effects. When emotions synchronize with intention, change occurs magnetically without resistance. In conclusion, research on how the brain shapes behavior will increase the accuracy and age of diagnosis and treatment for behavioral and mental disorders, as well as enlighten people on ways to improve themselves. Because your feelings become your thoughts, which become your actions, that then become habits. And in this way, our environment and the company we keep directly influence who we become in this ever-changing state called life, because nature and nurture are not mutually exclusive. Thank you. Have a good day.